This is a very, very big situation Anthem has right now. And it's all Anthem's fault. Or whoever, Anthem. Has to be Anthem. Why would you bring this kind of drama into your company right now? TNA is doing great. They have a partnership with WWE. And then you want to bring a cancer into the company that can maybe, taint or, spread poison into the veins of TNA, and TNA could like be affected by this. Having someone like her, a racist, narcissistic human being, man, and can't apologize, won't take accountability for anything, feels like she has done nothing wrong. While there's other women that says otherwise, man. I would like to go over the history of her downfall. How this all started real quick. Because last night shows a lot. During her match with Jordan Grace for the TNA Knockouts Championship. TNA Genesis. Was it last night? Yeah, it was last night. Today's Monday. How you have a crowd. You see the picture right here? See right here? Fans chanted, "She's a racist," at Tessa Blanchard. How is Anthem okay with this? How is TNA okay with this? Most of the locker room, they don't want her there. There's some that do. There's some that are happy to be that she's there. Shows them what kind of people are them. And it's pathetic. One apology. Or go on an apology tour. Take accountability for your actions. There was a lot of females in the locker room in the past that were saying the same thing. Like that Tessa done this, she said that, and she won't apologize for it. Yet she's granted a contract in the United States to the top third company in North America. Top third company in the North America. Because they number 3, AEW's number 2, WWE's number 1. And they got balls for doing some shit like this. They could have told her at least, yo, you want to come back, you got to apologize. Because they knew. Don't pretend that Anthem did not know about this. They know. They quietly brought her back. And out of nowhere, she came on the TNA program. Only person that knew was the higher ups and Jordan Grace, and Jordan Grace wasn't happy about it. She wasn't happy. She's happy that she's gone. She's happy that her contract expired, and she's moving on to better things. Shout out to Jordan Grace, man. Seriously. And it's sad. It's sad that is because look at Tessa Blanchard. Look how she's built. She was the TNA World Heavyweight Championship. She won that. She beat Sami Callihan, the first woman to ever do it in TNA. Maybe in the rest, I don't know about the rest of the world. WWE, I got no recollection. Only China beating Jeff Jarrett for the IC title, but not the World Championship. But it's just disappointing, man. Because Tessa Blanchard could have been in WWE right now, if she did her apology tour back then. And she decides not to do it. She feel like she didn't do nothing wrong. That's why WWE nor AEW wanted to touch her. Not even sniff her, nothing. Because she's a fucking liability, bro. She's a problem. And not just a locker room problem. Problem to the product, man. To the viewers at home, to investors, ads, revenue, and all that. Because if ads promote sponsorships, that's the word I'm looking for. If sponsorships find out that there's a racist in the WWE, they will tell her, they will tell them, you got to pull her out and we don't pay you anymore. The networks will be like, no, we don't want a racist. The network will not want a racist, a bully in their networks. And they know that the fans know. It's pretty known worldwide in the wrestling community. You don't want that. You don't want that at all. So I'm going to go over the downfall of Tessa Blanchard. I'm going to start from the top. Like that we could get an idea how did we get here. Because it's sad. It's sad. I don't feel bad for her, but it's sad that she won't even try. And they brought her back quietly and they crowned her the fucking Knockouts champion. Like, oh, they'll forget about it. Nah. Let's see what happens, bro. Because if nothing happens and then she just stays there, then the fans are gullible as fuck. They'll eat anything that for any wrestling promotion gives you. Because if this is a real big issue, the fans should speak louder. And don't let these sponsors find out about this. Well, TNA, I don't know if they got sponsors and all that. They not small, but you know what I mean. Anthem, they got their own channel, so they don't care. They want her there because they wanted a big time player to replace Jordan Grace. So they found Tessa Blanchard because she is a big time player. You can't take that away from her. She is big time. But she's a fucking problem, bro. And if they don't do anything about it, it's gonna bite them in the ass one day. Watch. Ladies and gentlemen, I am Papa Jr. This is the Ring Out Podcast. Let's go over it. Shall we? We are in the Sportser.com. Tessa Blanchard was a future star in the making. She was. Was I following? No. I wasn't watching TNA at that time when she was facing. I saw the match. It was a good match. But I saw her. Like, she got it, bro. She could be a fucking star. She would have been at the same fucking line. She would have been in the same lane as Charlotte Flairs, the Becky Lynches, the Baileys, even better than Bailey, the Bianca Belairs. She'd been on top of the world. But she want to do what she want to do and not take any accountability for it. So we're going to go over it. Tessa's a third-generation wrestler and daughter of the legendary Tully Blanchard. Blanchard had a big opportunity when she had chosen to wrestle in WWE's Mae Young Classic tournament in 2017. I remember that tournament. It was a great tournament. Who won that year? Kairi Sane? Did she win that? Let me know in the comments, bro. Well, it's been over 7 years that happened. Or almost over 7 years. Really? Yeah, almost 7 years. Well, it's been 7 years, but over 7 years? Yeah. Tessa Blanchard went out to feud with Sami Callihan for the TNA World Heavyweight Championship, and she won. Tessa Blanchard's first forays in the world of professional wrestling saw her working her way through the indies in her late teens and early 20s. Started young, man. Oh shit, third generation, bro. Tully Blanchard's daughter. This is a culminating in doing some enhancement work for NXT and the opportunity that looked to be her big break, working in the Mae Young Classic tournament in 2017. It came as a surprise to a number of fans when she wasn't offered a development deal. Coming out of these experiences, Blanchard would go on to have what appeared to be career-redefining moment. Though, when she became the first woman to win the Impact World Championship, a climax of one of the most heated intergender feuds in the wrestling history with Sami Callihan. That was a big deal, bro. That was a big deal. Podcasters, they covered it. That was a big deal. Why Tessa Blanchard was canceled. We're getting to it now. A number of wrestlers claim Tessa Blanchard had bullied them or behaved in a racist manner. That's something I don't tolerate. That's something it should not be tolerated anywhere at all. Tessa Blanchard posted to social media that women should support women. And that's where everything started. I remember when people reported that. That's where everything started. You talking about women supporting other women, but you want to be acting like a bitch, a bully, and being throwing out racist shit out there. But you want other women to support other women. You want women to support you. Get the fuck out of here, bro. Accusations persisted, but little in the way of concrete evidence against Tessa Blanchard emerged. Fucking A, look. Tessa Blanchard's wrestling career faced a significant setback when multiple allegations of bullying and racism were raised against by her fellow wrestler Chelsea Green, Allison Kay, Priscilla Kelly, Renee Michelle, Shauna, and Tanae Brooks, as reported by Forbes. So this is legit. This shit ain't made up. If Forbes is reporting this shit, and we all saw it. We saw the tweets. These accusations flooded pro wrestling Twitter, like I said, drawing attention from various national wrestling promotions in the United States. The controversy began when Blanchard posted a tweet urging women to support each other. So with those tweets going around on Twitter, WWE, AEW, they want nothing to do with her at all. They didn't want to touch her. But what year was this, though? They should have put a year here. Don't remember that much. Nah, yeah, it was like around maybe 2019, right? 2021? Or 2021 this happened. Because I did remember that AEW was around when this was happening. Maybe it was 2019. And then the pandemic happened. Yeah, it probably was then. Let me know in the comments, people. Yeah, I'm not reading all this. Now, hold on. Although the message itself seemed positive, it carries somewhat condescending tone. This triggered a wave of backlash. Yeah, Blanchard vehemently denied that. Yeah, right here. Blanchard vehemently denied these accusations, and no concrete evidence was presented against her. However, the damage was done, and her wrestling career began to decline. Nevertheless, recently Blanchard reconciled with La Rosa Negra, one of the individuals involved in the controversy. La Rosa Negra took to social media sharing a photo of herself alongside Blanchard, signaling a resolution between them. In her tweet, La Rosa said that the incident serves as a reminder that as humans, we have responsibility to do better, to be better, and treat others with kindness. While Blanchard's career suffered as a result of the allegations, it is important to strive for personal growth and foster a more compassionate and understanding environment. So, don't remember if I heard about this with La Rosa Negra taking a picture with Tessa Blanchard, and then they squashed the beef and all that. Maybe she apologized. I don't know. Don't remember that at all. The no-show on the Impact Wrestling. I heard of this, and that was unacceptable. I think this was during the pandemic, and she was the TNA champion. And she couldn't travel to. She was living in Mexico at the time. Her then fiance, don't remember. Oh, hey, Daga. So let's read about it. The controversy around Tessa Blanchard peaked when she was feuding with Sami Callihan and won the TNA championship. Tessa Blanchard no-showed appearances for TNA in favor of staying with her spouse, the wrestler known as Daga in Mexico. TNA stripped Tessa Blanchard off her title and terminated her as a result of the issue between her and the company during the pandemic. Yeah, this happened during that pandemic. I remember that. I remember that story going around. All you had to do was film yourself. Film yourself from all the way over there and send it. That's it. That's all you had to do. You can't come over here? All right. The pandemic, totally get it. Just film something. That's all we asked for. She couldn't do that either. This is just a summary, and they're going into detail. Boom. And I just told you whatever it just said here. She didn't want to do a promo or send one, so they stripped her. And at the bottom it says, nonetheless, she was scheduled to defend her title at the July 2020 pay-per-view event at Slammiversary, and she wouldn't leave Mexico. So it's like, why are you champion and you're not even bothered to come to the States? You don't even bother to come over here. You don't want to defend it. You have the top belt, the World Championship, the Impact World Championship, and you don't want to defend it. We got a company to run. I don't know where they were at that time. Were they in Florida? Were we flying? I think we were flying in July 2020. I believe so. We were flying in 2020. And fucking flights were cheap as hell, bro. Were we flying in July 2020? I don't remember, to be honest. Let me know in the comments. If I'm wrong, fine. You could correct me if I'm wrong. If she could have flown, then she would have flew at least, bro. Take a COVID test, check yourself. If you're good, you good. Boom, get yourself out, and do a job. But she didn't want to do it. Unfortunately, tensions between Blanchard and Impact Wrestling began to escalate when she failed to submit her promos for a tape segment, as reported by PW Insider. Yeah, that's basically it. Consequently, in June 2020, Impact Wrestling decided to terminate Blanchard's contract. But in July 2020, he was scheduled. Okay, whatever. Impact Wrestling decided to terminate contract. This turn of events marked a significant setback for Blanchard's wrestling career. The termination of her contract with Impact Wrestling further limited her opportunities and left her without a major platform to showcase her talent, which led her to go to stay in Mexico. She was wrestling in Mexico since 2020, and she just got back. How was the future look for Tessa Blanchard? Tessa Blanchard es un gran luchador. Y los mexicanos lo que la quieren mucho. Tiene personalidad, es mediática, tiene un gran base de aficionados y principalmente no parece que a corto plazo sea del interés del mercado Estados Unidos. Esto último es un gran ventaja para el CMLL. So Mexico, CMLL, they jumped on board. They jumped on it right away. Yo, they have the US, they don't want this big superstar. And she lives here in Mexico. Let's sign her, let's take her. Boom, she's money. They don't give a shit about that because that happened in the US. That didn't happen in Mexico, so they don't give a shit. Basically, money is money, business is business, man. Neither WWE nor AEW pursued signing Tessa Blanchard after she was done with TNA. They want nothing to do with that at all. Tessa Blanchard briefly worked with Women of Wrestling, but had a falling out with that organization as well. Tessa Blanchard resumed her in-ring career in Mexico with CML. But I did hear about that Women of Wrestling, that there was like a promo class or something, and she was just like, she was basically like, telling screaming at other wrestlers, bossing people around, bullying people around, and acting like she's the boss there or some shit. That's what I read or heard in the social medias, and it wasn't a good look. And Women of Wrestling, they want nothing to do with her. So let's see if I find it here. I'm not gonna read all this. Although Blanchard made a brief appearance in Women of Wrestling, she ultimately had a falling out with that organization as well. Blanchard will find, okay. Following the controversy, they won't even say it here. The controversy surrounding Tessa Blanchard during her time at Impact Wrestling reports emerged, indicating that both AEW and WWE were not actively pursuing the opportunity to sign her to work for their promotions. The negativity publicity surrounding the allegations of racism and bullying likely played a significant role in diminishing her prospects with these major wrestling promotions. Moreover, the poor terms under which she wrapped up with Impact when she'd been when she'd been thrust into the most featured position possible, only lessened confidence in her. So all you had to do was apologize and stop being a fucking bitch and all that. Like, who the fuck you think you are? Because you're Tully's daughter and you're a and you're a generational talent, you know. Like, you get the fucking full package, basically. I never heard her cut a promo, to be honest with you. I never heard her cut a promo. I don't know how good she is on the mic, but you got the full package. Yeah, you want to act like your shit don't fucking stink. Bullying people, telling people what to do and all that. That's a no-no. And being a bully, being a racist, like that's a fucking problem, bro. That's what made your like, you can't do that. You can't do that. Probably Vince will hire you back in the day, but you were a young little girl. Vince, he was running shit at that time. Vince was running shit at that time. So, I don't think. Let me shut up. I was gonna say Vince is not a. Let me shut up. Let me shut up. I don't think so. I don't know. Nah, I don't think so. Anyways, she made a brief appearance in Women of Wrestling. She ultimately. So they didn't explain here why she how Women of Wrestling got rid of him. But I believe it was like in a promo class or something like that. And she was being a fucking bully, bro. They weren't having it. Nobody in the wrestling locker room with the women, they weren't having it. So like, nah, get her the fuck out of here. You know? And Women of Wrestling, what happened to you guys? Like, where you at? I think they got canceled or something. I never seen not one episode from them. I thought they were on CBS or something. Not one episode I haven't seen at all. I ain't seen anybody talk about it at all. It shows that the majority of the wrestling fans are not interested in a only women's show. You know, they're not interested, and I'm not trying to be an asshole. I'm just being real. Nobody's interested in a women's only show because nobody has spoke about this Women of Wrestling. I've never seen it on the Twitters, on the podcast. There's nobody was speaking about this, and I think they got canceled. No attraction there, man. It is what it is, man. It is what it is. You can't look at me like, oh, you're misogynistic. No, I'm not. I'm just being real with you. The facts, you just go find it yourself, bro. Seriously. Blanchard will find work in CML for a while there and was able to capture the CML World Women's Tag Team Championship before eventually vacating said belts. Things took a massive turn when Blanchard made her return in TNA at Final Resolution 2024 by attacking Jordan Greens, planting the seeds for a feud between the two. Now, this is one of the tweets. This is from Chelsea Green. Now, WWE Women's United States Champion. The first one. She says, after. Oh, this was this year? Oh, this was this year? I didn't read this. Tessa Blanchard details personal struggles after TNA title win and TNA release. I don't wish self-harm or thoughts of suicide on anyone and hope she has found peace. However, a simple I am sorry goes a long way. Exactly. We haven't heard that yet. Accountability matters, and the redemption tour of interviews won't erase the actions of egotistical bully. That's all you had to do. Apologize for what you have done. Go get some, I want to say you get some help, bro. Like, talk about it. Talk it out with somebody. Get your mind right, and just apologize. That's it, bro. Like, look what happened to, I believe it was Jay Briscoe. He said something about, he didn't want his kids to be around gays or something like that. I don't know. Or, I don't know. Something like that. Y'all let me know in the comments. And excuse me, people from Warner Brothers, they want nothing to do with the Briscoes because of that, what he said. But that was like in 2010 he said that, And he has been apologizing since. And then when AEW became a thing, AEW wanted to bring the Briscoes. Somebody at TNT was like, nah, I don't want that because of what he said. And then, unfortunately, Jay passes away. They bring Mark Briscoe in. It's like, that's what it took? Are you serious? That's what it took. It's pathetic how these people think, bro. Like, he has been apologizing this whole time. And now that you feel bad, you want to bring him in. Like, well, now you want to do this. Like, come on, bro. It's fucking ridiculous. But look, this was last summer, and I had no idea this was a thing. But she's not wrong. Chelsea's not wrong. And she was in WWE at that time. She's not wrong. Just a simple I'm sorry. And look, if she's being real, she don't wish no self-harm or thoughts of suicide, none of that. I hope she's good. Because it's like, time heals all wounds, But I hope she's good, but just apologize. Apologize to everybody. Apologize to the wrestling community. And that's it. Apologize to the girls that you bullied. That's all you had to do. She never did it once. She still hasn't done it. Tessa Blanchard detailed her mental health struggles since being canceled. You did it to yourself. In August 24 interview, Chelsea responded. Chelsea clarified that it's important for Tessa Blanchard to apologize for her past actions before she seriously seeks forgiveness, man. Seriously. It's I'm not reading all that, but she ain't wrong, bro. And look at the women now. All women's divisions moved past Tessa Blanchard. There's too much depth for Tessa Blanchard to fit in anymore. And this right here, this shit ain't wrong. It ain't wrong. There's a lot of talented women out there, bro. Seriously, a lot of talented women. And it's amazing. Other women who were part of the Mae Young Classic have gone on to stardom in WWE or elsewhere, which is AEW got a great women's roster, but their booking is shit. WWE, fantastic women's roster. TNA got a great knockouts roster. Like, Tessa, they don't need you. But Anthem decided to bring you because I feel like they feel. Hold on. Is it Masha Slamovich? Okay, now I just thought about it. Masha Slamovich, she's the TNA champion. Tessa is not. Jordan wasn't the champion. Because I think I said that in the beginning of the video, so I'll take that back. Now it just came to me. Masha's the champion. That Jordan Grace versus Tessa Blanchard at Genesis, that was just a one-on-one. That was Jordan Grace's final match. So my mistake there. I corrected myself. If y'all said it in the comments, in the beginning of the video, I corrected myself. I just thought, hold on. Masha's the champion. But anyways, and Masha's great. They don't need Tessa Blanchard at all, but Anthem felt like they did. I don't need her, but they felt like they did, and they quietly hired her. Seriously, talent like Toni Storm and Jordan Grace have blossomed atop of women's division. Toni Storm had a great 2024. A great 2024. Liv Morgan, she had a great 2020. Rhea Ripley, look at her, mommy. She's killing it. Bianca Belair. Look at all the women I'm naming, bro. Tiffany Stratton, she's the champion right now. Like, come on, man. Tessa returns to TNA. Tessa made her return to TNA at Final Resolution. Many fans have already talked about how they want Tessa out of the company. Blanchard's issues haven't gone away, and it seems TNA is sweeping them under the rug, which is a mistake. You can't just be sweeping shit under the rug because it's gonna keep piling up until the rug can't handle it no more. Like, seriously, you can't be doing that. You gotta take care of that shit now. Seriously, she has to apologize. that racist chant on a pay-per-view in front of those fans and people watching all around the world? Because I know they had a lot of pay-per-view buys for that show on Genesis. It's fucking like it's ridiculous. She has to go. I say live on TV. Well, I don't know if it's too late or not. Maybe she could have a segment, a straight shoot segment, talking about what she has done, what she can work on, and apologize in front of in front of everybody on national TV. Well, now everybody has Access Channel, but people got the TNA Plus, whatever, that shit, and social media. Just have a full segment. Give her like 10 minutes. Let her speak her mind. Let her apologize to each and every person that she bullied, over the years. She takes accountability. And you should job a lot now and stuff. I don't know. You got to figure something out. All you had to do was apologize. That's it. Because that is embarrassing for her, embarrassing for the company, embarrassing for Anthem, embarrassing for wrestling. That the fans in that arena chant, "She's a racist." That's a bad look. Very, very bad look. I got nothing else to say here. Seriously. Generation and all that, and that's it. That's a very bad look, ladies and gentlemen. So that's what led to what we're dealing with right now. Well, what they are dealing with right now. And us as fans, we're just here, those that want to speak their mind, speak their mind, how they feel about things. They have freedom of speech. They don't want her there. They don't want her there. But that's up to Anthem to decide. Because I feel like they're going to keep her. She's going to keep doing it. She's going to keep doing her thing until things get worse. Until they lose money, basically. Lose money. It all comes down to money. And if this goes with like really worldwide or goes on fucking news outlets, morning shows and stuff like that, like how it's a very bad look for TNA. And now that WWE and TNA have a partnership, it's a very bad look for WWE as well. Like, why would you partner with a company that has a racist running the show, wrestling? They're big time racist there. Like, it looks very bad. So they got to figure something out. They really do. Because I feel like having that partnership might be like a distraction. That partnership might be a distraction between WWE and TNA, so they won't pay attention, to forget about that test. No, fans ain't gonna forget. The internet will never forget. All you have to do was apologize. That's it. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Pablo Jr. This is the Ring Up Podcast. Great talk. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. We'd love to know your thoughts about Tessa Blanchard. Are you happy that she's back? Are you pissed off that she's back? Me personally, I think it's pathetic. I think it's wrong what they did there. Just sneaking her back in quietly. And she should have just apologized. That's it. But is it too late? I don't know. Let's see what happens. Ladies and gentlemen.
Goodbye and good night, bad.